Hi, I'm Matthew Courtney. I'm an educational researcher and data consultant specializing in data use for continuous improvement in schools. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to measures of central tendency and discuss some of their uses in analyzing student data. You may be asking yourself, what are measures of central tendency anyway? These are measures that help us summarize a distribution of scores, such as the test scores you collected at the end of your last unit. These measures are part of a category of statistics we call descriptive statistics because they help you easily and quickly describe a set of student scores to stakeholders and allow for quick comparisons between groups. They are fast to calculate and easy to understand, making them a natural starting place for new data analysts. The three common measures of central tendency are mean, median, and mode. Let's start with the mean. You probably know mean better by its other name, average. The mean, or average, helps you know roughly where most of your students performed within a set of scores. Generally, when data is normally distributed, roughly 2/3 of your students will score near the mean. We'll talk about this phenomenon more in another video on standard deviation. The mean is generally near the middle, but not always, and its relationship to the middle of the distribution can provide some quick insight into your student performance. The mean is easily calculated in most spreadsheet software using the =average formula. The median is the score in the exact middle of a distribution when you put all the scores in order. If you don't have an exact middle, then the median is the average of the two scores closest to the middle. The median is helpful when viewed along with the mean because it helps you know if your data is skewed. Generally, if the median is higher than the mean, that means that more kids scored below the middle than scored above it. Conversely, if the median is lower than the mean, more kids probably scored above the middle score. Extreme scores can sway this outcome, another issue we'll tackle in a different video. To calculate the median in most spreadsheet software, just highlight the set of scores and use the =median formula. The mode is the score or scores that shows up most often in a distribution. Distributions can be unimodal, meaning they have one mode, bimodal, meaning they have two modes, or multimodal, meaning that they have more than two modes. Some distributions will not have any mode at all, and that's okay. This is more common in small distributions with a wide score range, such as scores earned on a 100-point test by only 5 students. In spreadsheet software, you can find the mode using the formula =mode. Okay, so let's step out of the theory and take a look at an example of these measures of central tendency in action. Mr. Sanchez just finished grading his last unit test. He has been asked to present information about his unit test to his colleagues at his professional learning community meeting this afternoon. Mr. Sanchez teaches 173 students in 6 sections of Algebra 1. To prepare for his PLC meeting, he quickly calculates 3 measures of central tendency for each of his 6 sections and makes the report to share during his meeting. Mr. Sanchez's data probably looks something like this. He has a column for each of his 6 sections of Algebra 1. I have removed student names for brevity. I've also condensed the data set, displayed by the squiggly lines on the screen. There is no way that Mr. Sanchez would be able to explain this table to his colleagues. That's why he uses descriptive statistics. Here is the mean, median, and mode for each of his 6 classes. What do you see? First, we can see that the average performance for his students is in the mid to low 60s. There's probably some reteaching that needs to happen here. Which classes should he be most worried about? The answer may be deceptive. Section 3 appears to be outperforming the other sections, but a high median suggests that more students are scoring on the low end of the spectrum. Section 5 shows the opposite phenomenon, with more students performing above the mean than below. The real class to worry about here is Section 6. They have a low mean that is far below the median. Section 6 also has a very low mode of 31%. There are definitely some kids falling behind in Section 6. Now, take some time to practice the skills we just talked about in this video. First, access the data from a recent assessment from your class. Check to make sure that your data is tidy and ready to go. If you're unsure how to do that, check out my video on tidy data. Next, use the formulas discussed in this video to calculate the measures of central tendency for your data. Alternatively, you can upload your data into the free data analysis tools available on my website, www.matthewbcourtney.com. Finally, spend some time reflecting on your calculations. What do they tell you about your student performance? What should your next steps be? For more information about how you can use data to enhance student learning, subscribe to my channel or visit www.matthewbcourtney.com.